Shout Factory has just released the 1991 horror comedy Nothing But Trouble on Special Edition Blu-ray. Upon its initial release, the movie was marketed as a goofy comedy.
Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, and Demi Moore are in Nothing But Trouble.
It tanked horribly and critics hated it. But over the years, the film has developed a bit of a cult following. So does this big budget flop deserve a second look? Well, let's find out. Nothing But Trouble stars Chevy Chase as Chris Thorne, a successful businessman who finds himself taking an impromptu road trip. In a weird bit of setup, Demi Moore meets him at a party and immediately asks him if she could borrow his car. Now she wants to take it to confront a former client that she was representing, some sleazy businessman or something. Keep in mind she literally just met him 5 minutes before in an elevator. So Chris insists on taking her himself, and an eccentric brother and sister overhear the conversation and invite themselves along for the ride. Now Chris is badgered into taking a scenic route, which takes the group through the small town of Valkenvania. After accidentally running a stop sign, the group is arrested by a cop played by the late, great John Candy. They are then taken to a sadistic judge's house, played by Dan Aykroyd in some awesome old age makeup. The rest of the film has the group trying to escape his crazy house of horrors. Horror comedies are notoriously hard to pull off, and although director and screenwriter Dan Aykroyd set out to make more of a horror film with this, his vision was apparently pushed more into the comedic realm. The film was heavily edited from its initial R rating by the studio and had a title change from Valkenvania to the more comedic Nothing But Trouble just before release. Now, it would have been great to see Aykroyd's original R-rated vision, but even in its PG-13 form, this movie works pretty well. As a kid, and even today, I've always responded more to the horror elements in this. And the idea of a crazed judge and his demented family murdering out-of-towners is good stuff. There's a lot to love here, including Aykroyd's excellent performance as the sadistic judge. Now, his house, inside and out, is like something out of a demented episode of Hoarders. I actually really love the imaginative and crazy set designs throughout the film. One of my favorite scenes has Chevy Chase and Demi Moore exploring the mansion. They find a room with thousands of driver's licenses and newspaper clippings from missing people. It's a really great scene and actually kind of creepy.
You know, I think they've been doing this around here since the 1890s, and I don't see any reason why they're going to stop at us.
But there's definitely more humor here than scares. Not all of it works, but a lot of it does, with the dinner sequence being both hilarious and gross.
Go ahead there, folks. Pick yourself up a couple of dogs.
Yeah, he's got a penis nose. There's lots of crazy stuff here, including 2 giant mutant adult babies, one of which is also played by Dan Aykroyd. Cool makeup. But I honestly did laugh at most of the comedy here, including the cheesy rap session with a young Tupac. The impressive cast includes a number of comedy icons, and they're all fantastic here. Dan Aykroyd's direction is solid, and the movie looks great too. It was actually shot by Dean Cundey, who did a number of classic films, including the original Halloween. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one a lot. It's not perfect, but it's certainly not the disaster many made it out to be back in 1991. I'm really glad that people seem to be rediscovering this film now and giving it a second chance. Picture quality is fantastic, and it's a vast improvement over my old DVD copy. The amazing details in the imaginative set design really shine through. Now, the audio here is a little problematic, unfortunately. I'm not sure what happened, but the mix sounds just a bit hollow to me. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's just not as clear as it should be. Now, it's not awful by any means, but it can be a bit distracting at times. Also, keep in mind I'm viewing this without a surround sound system, just through my regular TV speakers. I'd be curious to know if it sounded any better with a fancy system. This release is loaded with special features. We've got 6 brand new interviews here, ranging from 7 to 16 minutes each. We've got director and star Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, Bertilla DeMaas, production designer William Sandel, costume designer Deborah Landis, and music producer Christopher Brooks. Rounding out the special features are an audio commentary with pop culture historian Russell Diebel, a trailer, TV spots, and a photo gallery. Now, most of the interviews are audio only, which is fine, but I definitely prefer on-camera interviews for this stuff. But the interviews are fantastic, with Dan Aykroyd's being especially interesting. He goes over the entire production, including his sometimes difficult relationship with Chevy Chase, during filming. No reversible art is included, which is a shame, because there is some cool artwork out there for this film. It would have been nice to include one of these. Nothing But Trouble is a fun little horror comedy. Special features are great, and the picture quality is fantastic. The audio is a bit problematic, but not too distracting. So definitely give this one another look. It's nowhere near as bad as some people make it out to be, and I highly recommend checking it out.